What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I'm about to do my thing for you right now. Light it on fire. But yes, this evening, let's talk about Nicki Minaj, okay? I haven't done any videos talking about Nicki Minaj, but this is a good one to kick it off with, okay? Nicki Minaj, I gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of Nicki Minaj. Now, before y'all come for me, because I know she's got a massive fan base, all right? I ain't here to be shitting on Nicki Minaj, okay? But I haven't been the biggest fan of hers, even though she's from Queens, New York, like I'm from Queens, New York, but you know, let's face it, I'm not her target audience, okay? And I love hip-hop too, so I'm not gonna really deny her spot in hip-hop, like history and everything. She does her thing, just not my cup of tea, you know what I mean? And that's messed up because I do feel like she's a talented rapper. You know, I saw some of her early stuff, like she was spitting some hot fire, boy. You know what I mean? Nicki had those lyrics, but then when she got signed, I mean, this is where my problem is. Once she got signed, what they did with her image, that's not Queens. That's not really repping Queens. That's definitely some like wannabe crossover, mass appeal type stuff. You know what I mean? So I always thought that Nicki Minaj was just like a product of the industry. You know, even though, like I said, I got love for her as, you know, one of my fellow homegirls and stuff from where I'm from. But it is what it is. But anyway, that's not even what the story is about. I digress. So we're going to talk about Nicki Minaj and how she finds herself kind of like a target, I guess, of the cancel mob or would-be cancel mob. They want to come for her because what else? I mean, these days, the quickest way for you to fall out of favor with the whole world is to say that, I don't know about this vaccine thing. You guys might want to do your homework, check it out, make sure you know what you're doing before you do it. I mean, it sounds pretty sensible to me, but all you have to do is tell people that they should think about this, and all of a sudden here comes the avalanche, you know, of knives and daggers and how could you and all of this stuff. So here's the story, okay? It's on foxnews.com, and I want to share it with you guys because it just goes to show you how crazy it is to even suggest that people have their own minds when it comes to figuring out how they feel about getting the jab. You know, it's ridiculous. No respect whatsoever for individuality and choice and all that stuff. But anyway, so it says here, Nicki Minaj fires back at MSNBC's Reid for vaccine skepticism scolding. And she says, thirsty to down another black woman. Okay, so it looks like the Reid Out host blasted the rapper for not promoting COVID vaccine to her 22 million Twitter followers. Nicki Minaj has 22 million followers. Now listen, let this marinate for a minute. She's got 22 million followers. There is a little over 4 million worldwide people who have died from COVID. Okay, so she has got over 5 times more people following her on Twitter than have died from COVID. Okay, how does that? Are you like just understanding that? Are you absorbing that? Okay, because when we talk about these numbers and how they like to inflate these numbers, and don't get me wrong, all right, every single death from COVID is a tragedy, just as every single death from cancer is a tragedy. Every single death from AIDS is a tragedy. Every single death from a car accident. You get what I'm saying? Okay, death be not proud. Death is never pretty. Okay, but it is what it is. It's something that we all have to accept. We cannot allow these people to manipulate our feelings and our deep down fear of death by throwing these numbers out there as if people haven't been dying since the beginning of time in the millions. Okay, so she's got 22 million followers on Twitter. Okay, so it says here, rap superstar Nicki Minaj fired back at MSNBC host Joy Reid over the scolding she received for expressing skepticism toward the coronavirus vaccine. Minaj announced on Twitter she was not going to the Met Gala over its vaccine requirement for attendees. Dude, have you seen the wardrobe, like the shit that people were wearing at this so-called Met Gala? I don't blame her. I wouldn't have gone there either. I would have been scared. These people are fucking insane. They look crazy. You know, some of the things these people were wearing. I swear, Hollywood is on a whole nother level of Satanism, if you ask me. To me, they all look fucking evil. And there's probably some type of hidden ceremony, like this is a part of. You know what I mean? Like, everything is significant in life. Everything that you see in front of your face, God gave you sight, he gave you hearing, he gave you all of your senses for a reason. So you have to be perceptive. Nothing happens for nothing. Everything means something, okay? So anyway, this Met Gala where people were dressing like they were just like insane. All right, so she didn't want to go. So what she says here on Twitter is, oh my God, they want you to get vaccinated for the Met. If I ever get vaccinated, it won't be for the Met. Oh my God, it'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now, Minaj wrote. In the meantime, my loves, be safe. My God, wear the mask with 2 strings that grips your head and face, not that loose one. Okay, I don't know if that's the way she talks or not. Yeah, y'all know, I just like to have fun with the shit, okay? But anyway, that sounds perfectly reasonable to me. She's saying, okay, be safe, wear the mask, the 2 strings that grips your head, not the loose one. She says that she wants to do some research. What's wrong with doing research? When you go to school, you're supposed to do research, right? So I would think that it's an admirable trait that she wants to do research before she puts a needle into her arm and absorbs whatever is in that needle into that body, okay? If only she had been so careful when she was getting certain other things added onto her body. But that's okay. Like I said, no shade, Nicki. Well, maybe a little bit, okay? But, you know, it's all love, man. It's comedy, okay? Not good comedy, but it's comedy. So anyway, she later tweeted about her cousin in Trinidad. Now, this is the funky part. She later tweeted about her cousin in Trinidad who's refusing to take the vaccine because a friend of his claimed his testicles became swollen and became impotent as a result of getting the shot, causing his fiancée to call off their wedding. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. So he was trying to be responsible and do the right thing and get the vaccine, and he ended up basically losing his ability to function and to please his so-called fiancée, and she called off the wedding because of that. That's not a ride or die, my man. I would say you dodged a bullet with that. Okay, if everything that you are to her boils down to your ability to be able to perform without even knowing how long that might last, I mean, you never know. He could have just been that way for a couple of days, but she called off the wedding because of that. But then he's impotent. So if he really is impotent, I do kind of understand that. She wants to have a family, and it's a tragedy no matter what. So, and then Nicki goes on to say, so just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision and not bullied. Okay, now that's a very important thing to say. She says, just pray on it. All right, that's something the SJWs don't like. They don't like to think about anybody praying about anything because they're godless at the end of the day, aren't they? So she says, just pray on it. Make sure you're comfortable. All right, strike 2. SJWs don't want anybody to be comfortable with anything. And 3, she says, make sure you're comfortable with your decision and not bullied. All right, that's strike 3, not bullied. Because all we see today, it's bullying. You know, if you say that you want to hold off on getting the vaccine, you have everybody in the world gunning for you, from like the guy on the corner up to your own president. You know, you have people now saying, fuck your freedoms. Like I said before, they're saying that people don't have the right to be treated in the hospital. They're basically just saying you're dead to them. And if you come to them for anything, you're going to die, which is ironic because when you're in the hospital, all right, and I'm assuming you have a breakthrough case of COVID and you need, let's say plasma or something like that. You know that once you get the vaccine for a time, and I'm not sure how long it is, you cannot donate. You can donate blood, but you can't donate plasma. You know who they go to plasma for? They go to plasma to the unvaccinated and the people who have recovered from COVID. You see what I'm talking about? So if everybody did get this vaccine, if everybody did get the jab, then who would be left that can donate anything that is of use to these people who would be in the hospital? Breakthrough cases now, okay? Because of course we've already established, fuck the unvaccinated, okay? Screw their freedoms. But when your sorry ass is laying in the hospital and you need help, they're gonna go to actual human beings who don't have some crazy shit running through their veins, who can actually give you something that you can use to get better. Okay, look it up. Don't believe me, and don't get into the comment section calling me a liar if you haven't fucking looked it up, okay? I get too much of that, okay? Before you just call me an out-and-out liar, look this shit up, okay? As a matter of fact, you have my permission. Turn off this video, Google it, and look it up, okay? Because I don't have time for you. So anyway, moving on. It goes on to say, None of the vaccine skepticism sat well with the Reid Out host, who condemned the rapper on air. Okay, this chick, okay, now she's black. I don't know this Reid person, but she's black. I don't watch her show. But she says, "You have a platform, sister." That's the way all these SJW black chicks talk, you know, like, "My beloved," like they care so much about you, and they don't give a shit about you, right? And when they lose the argument, "I'll pray for you." "Okay, I'll pray for you." Anyway, "You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers, okay? I have 20 million followers. Oh, no, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter," Reid told Minaj. "For you to use your platform to encourage our community," Reid Bleck, "to not protect themselves and save their lives. My God, sister, you can do better than that. You got that platform. It's a blessing that you got that. The people listen to you, and they listen to you more than they listen to me." You know what's funny is that Nicki Minaj, okay, like I said, she's an artist. She can say what she wants, but she has said some real out of line shit in her rhymes over the years. Some really inflammatory, crazy, rambunctious, you know, sexually charged type shit over the years. I don't see any of these people worried about all of the followers she has and all of the influence she has over the years, right? Everything was A-okay. But when she makes a stand to do something that she actually believes in, and actually she's not telling anyone to do anything, she's just saying how she feels, and she's telling everyone else to be careful. That's going too far, all right? That crosses that line in the sand. Don't you dare use your influence to actually suggest that people be informed in the decision that they make. You see where the hypocrisy is with these people, man. But we're not supposed to notice that. Okay, so she says, "For you to use your platform to put people in a position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from. Oh my God, sister. As a fan," bullshit, she's not a fan. She never listened to Nicki Minaj in her whole fucking life. But anyway, she says, "As a fan, as a hip hop fan, as someone who is your fan, I'm so sad that you did that. So sad that you did that, sister. Oh my God," Reid added. Okay, so of course we know that that's bullshit. Nicki Minaj knows it's bullshit, and she responded. Nicki Minaj held no punches in her response. Oh my God, this is what happens when you're so thirsty to down another black woman by the request of the white man that you didn't bother to read all my tweets, Minaj tweeted. "My God, sister, do better. Imagine getting your dumb ass on TV a minute after a tweet to spread a false narrative about a black woman." Okay, so she's going in, all right? She said she went on to call Reid an Uncle Tommyana, and a lying homophobic coon, invoking the MSNBC host old blog that had a trove of homophobic and offensive posts. So this Reid woman, apparently, she had a blog with a bunch of See, this is the thing about these SJWs, and this is why they don't get any respect from anybody at all. Okay, fuck them. They're of no use. All of them are a waste of life because they don't know how to leave people the fuck alone. They're so busy trying to condemn, cancel, and judge everybody else. Never mind what they did, as long as they're on the right side of the plantation. That's what matters. Okay, anytime you get somebody to step off of that plantation, then it's fair game. They go in. You know what I mean? But there it is. Okay, so you got Nicki Minaj coming back at this hypocrite, you know, this woman here, you know, for daring to criticize her and condemn her for actually just speaking her mind. But see, this is what we're dealing with, guys. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with pressure from people. I don't care what side of the issue you fall on. People need to understand that the reasons why the world feels the way it feels right now, so evil and so wrong and so constrictive, is because we have allowed ourselves to be pitted against one another. Okay, so that's the simple up and down of it, man. It's like we don't know how to respect each other's opinions, and, you know, and of course, CDC and all these people had to immediately come out in response to what Nicki Minaj said about her cousin's friend and say, there has been no evidence whatsoever that our vaccines cause any type of impotency or anything like that. Okay, no studies have been done. Okay, so cut that shit out. You know that there's been no long-term studies of this thing. So don't talk about what there's no evidence of. Of course, there'll be no evidence of something when you're not really looking for it. All right, so what are they saying? Nicki Minaj is a liar? What are they saying? All these people out here who are having adverse effects to the jab, they're liars? These people don't get on primetime TV, and there's a reason for it. And that's the reason why you have so-called hesitancy. Because people know, people are not stupid for the most part. They know when they're being lied to. They know when they're not getting the full story. So until you know how to be respectful of people and trust them to make an actual decision, based upon the facts and information that you're denying them, then you're going to see this hesitancy. And you see more and more people coming out and talking about people that they know who have had the double jab, who are still in the hospital. They're not doing well. People who have had adverse reactions to the vaccine. More and more people are talking about it. It's getting harder and harder and harder. Don't get turned on, ladies. It's getting harder. It's getting harder for them to ignore the facts of the matter about what's going on, okay? And that's the reason why this push is going on. That's the reason why you have old man Joe talking about he's running out of patience and shit like that, because he knows sooner or later they're going to stop this. They're going to stop this program. I'm predicting it. They are, because there's just too much that they've been trying to hide. There's been too many lies and too many adverse reactions, and people are getting hip to this, especially now that they want to do more and more boosters and everything. You got more people who they've had the double jab, and they're saying they ain't going for the boosters. And even if they are, they don't want to live in a society where you have to show your card or your papers everywhere you go. It's not cool, man. All right. This is not America. This is not freedom anywhere in the world. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with. So much respect to Nicki Minaj, for reaching out to her fans in a way that I feel was thoughtful and considerate and respectful. All right, in that way, she's been much better than our own so-called President Biden in that way. All right, respecting people instead of just telling them what to do, or we're running out of patience and shit like that. Yeah, I'm triggered about that because it's too much. Okay, we should all be. But anyway, there's the story, guys. You can get in the comment section and let me know how you feel. Speak up, okay? Because the more we do that, the more we get closer to this bullshit being over, okay? Don't be afraid to speak up. If you know people like Nicki Minaj did, because they keep on saying this is an isolated incident, there's no evidence, it's y'all are full of shit and everything like that, we all know what the deal is. We've all heard this. We've all heard that. Some of us have got the shot and we feel certain ways. We're attributing it to everything else under the sun, but it could very well be an adverse reaction because they do happen. Okay, you're not alone. Okay, so sound off in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. As always, I really do appreciate you being here, guys, and I will catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.